What's going on, everyone? Thank you for coming back to another broadcast over here at the Ellis Network on YouTube and on Facebook as well. I'm live over here on Facebook. I'm pre-recording for YouTube. Alright, so anyways, there's one thing I want to talk to everybody about, and this is going back on some of the live feeds that we had a couple days ago. We've been talking a lot about DACA. DACA has been the forefront in politic talks for anything, with the government shutdown. DACA was really major and involved in it. And then plus, we also have a lot of people that's arguing back and forth about DACA, even on mainstream media. And guys, we've done it here before. We talked about DACA quite a bit. I want to bring something out to you guys. After listening to everybody, not only expressing their opinions here on the channel, on Facebook, and even over here on YouTube, I also want to acknowledge that, you guys are taking some of the content and then going out on your own and you're asking questions. And I'm reading a lot of the responses that you guys are getting as well. And I will say, the whole DACA thing, the dreamers with the children coming over here, it's really sad. It's really sad what, could happen. We're trying to be morally correct and want to take care of these children, but also trying to be patriotic, and the law is the law here in America. But let's talk about something really quick, guys. Do you guys understand that DACA is only 800,000 people, roughly about? That's the number that they're putting out the mainstream to the public. It's about 800,000 recipients. Kids came over here, undocumented. We're going to take care of them. And you guys heard me plenty of times before. I've said, my opinion, if you guys think about it, let's take labels off and call it what it is. DACA is nothing but an adoption agency. But I'm not going to waste your guys' time talking about the 800,000 DACA recipients like mainstream media is talking about. No, I want to show you guys something. Or not show you guys. I'll show you guys the tools of how I figured this out. But it's pretty common sense and it's pretty easy. Just no one's asking these questions. Alright, so we want to sit here and we want to divide and, fight each other over how we feel about DACA. And again, it's a sad thing. Democrats are using DACA in Congress, to try to fight against President Trump. And everyone's talking about, President Trump with immigration as a whole compared to DACA. And again, like I said, the Democrats, they're definitely riding that golden pony, that DACA pony. Why? Because it's morally incorrect to deport these kids. Now, I will sit there and say, guys, all right, morally it is wrong. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys know how many people, back in 2016, do you guys know how many people lived in the United States? How many people lived in the United States? It's roughly about 326 million people. 326 million, a little over 326.77 million people living in America. Now, let's find out how many U.S. citizens live in America. Okay? People living in America and U.S. citizens living in America. There's 308 million U.S. citizens registered in America. So 326, 308, you do the math, that's roughly about 22 million people. Right? 22 million people. But yet, everyone is fighting and dividing and being split up in factions and groups and diverse, over 800,000 people. We are so focused on the smallest percentage of immigration and trying to paint a whole picture here. I seriously think, my opinion, guys, like I said, with everything that we've talked about and everything that we've done, I'm sorry, Facebook, if you guys froze. I did switch over my tabs. Again, I wanted to keep it truthful. I don't want to just talk off the top of my head. So anyways, 22 million people. Let's take away the 800,000 DACA recipients. There's still 21 million people. So even if we was to give these children citizenship, that's not going to fix immigration at all. It might make a few people happy, but there's still 21 million people that's unregistered here in America. Why are they not registered? Maybe some of them are American citizens. I don't know. Some of them are illegal citizens or illegal immigrants. That's a very good possibility. All this information is coming from the U.S. Census. All right, it's public records. It's right there. So if someone wants to come up and say, "Oh, that's fake," fact or fake, I don't know how much more real you want to get something from a government document. Okay, again, 326 million people living in America. 308 million people are U.S. registered citizens. So the other 22 million people, take away the 800,000 documents, the children, we still have a $21 million or a 21 million immigration problem. We're wasting our time with immigration or with DACA. You guys know how I feel on DACA. And I think that we've spent a lot of time talking about it, trying to understand where everyone, coming from. And even me, guys, I'm guilty. I spent quite a bit of some time on it. And I think with all the time that I put into it and thinking, that's what brought me to the research that I did. Again, we're asking the wrong question. Fuck DACA. Okay? Give it to them. Even if statistics are showing, that it's actually a good thing for these children, if it's morally correct, cool. Let them get their citizenship and go on. Again, like I said, we brought out, somewhere where I read that there's only a top 3% of DACA kids that's actually grew up and did something. The other ones, 1% incarcerated, like 3% or 25. I can't remember the exact facts. And one of my listeners, Pat, he brought it back to me and wanted me to showcase the fact, but I couldn't find it. Like I said, it's something that I read. It was something that was on Twitter, and I was just spitting that, saying that's what I read. But this was a percentage of what DACA is. I'm not 100% sure if it's true, but that's what I read. So you're definitely going to have the propaganda from the right and the left about DACA. Everyone in all these deplorable sites and all that. And guys, I'm going to be real honest with you guys, okay? When President Trump called his supporters deplorables, or Hillary, everyone took pride in that. Everyone took pride in that. Everyone wanted to be a deplorable. But I'm going to be the first person to say, I belong in a deplorable Facebook group, and they are some of the most racist, uneducated, ignorant fucking people on this planet. I'm going to be honest. I support President Trump. I am not a racist. I am not all about other people not bettering themselves just because of where they come from or their background. I'm not about that.